to WRPB and WRPB Studios. You guys weren't here for take one, so this is now take two, and we added another person, which is always cool to have a third person, especially when they're better looking than the first person that was. So with me is Brian and Matt. Can I call you Maddie?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Matt.
Or Madeline. Okay, and from Speedalarm, LLC. And we were talking before, so even though we're not airing that, we'll bring up from the beginning again. So my first question, Brian, is how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this now 23 years, about my 23rd year now. 18 years in Florida. Started in New Jersey, like you yourself, and been doing it ever since. And eventually it turned into
A business.
a business of my own.
Okay, so you bought Matt. You weren't even born when he started this.
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now he's been doing this since you're born, and you've been seeing this from the get-go.
Yeah.
Is it a business that we as parents build a business in hopes that it's successful, of course, and that our kids take it over? Is this a business and industry you'd want to be in?
Yeah, definitely I'd be interested in working behind a desk. I just think it's
Well, that's what you do now, right?
yeah.
Okay. So you work kind of like the back office for Dad?
Yeah.
Okay. You take the calls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who does the estimates?
Oh, that's me right now. Primarily doing that. She's just she's my little helper. She's still in high school, but she comes over after school and on Saturdays, and she actually helps me with payroll. She does scheduling and also other accounting details that need to be done. So she's helping me with,
that's a
with
great
that.
lesson for you.
And, scanning, office, a lot of, office.
Who does the ordering?
Right now that's me predominantly, but she's gonna be getting her into that, slowly introducing that, into her. I just wanted her to get comfortable, and really, I just want her to have life skills when she grows up, and
Right.
whatever she wants to do. If she wants to, it could be hard for her to take this business over, if something were to ever happen to me. So I mean that's always the thing. But if that's where something she were to want to take on, I want her to have the option to. If she wanted to do something else, I want her to have the option and to learn. If she wants to go learn another office or do something else, she has, she'll be a little office manager by that point. So at that point, really whatever
It's amazing
she
how
wants
Daddy
to do.
calls you little office manager. I get it.
Yeah, it's not that
And
little anymore.
My daughter is 35, and when I started this company, it was like, all right, she's gonna take over this company, but she doesn't. She went in a different direction. She does quite well. She does better than I do, so
Hey.
that's okay. So when you got old enough, did you say, I like what Dad does, and I'm going to support him?
Yeah, it was more like he kind of asked me if I'd be open to working with him, and I'm 16. It's my first job, so I said
Huh.
yes, and
I don't know if do you have a good boss?
yeah. He's great.
It's
Yeah,
good. Okay, that's because family support is what makes a business successful, in my opinion. Okay, what you'll learn, you already know, is if you're an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
you're a little crazy.
A little, yeah, you have to
Okay,
be.
and if you're an entrepreneur with a brick and mortar, with a building, you're even crazier because you have lights and internet and all that stuff that you have to pay for. And when you have to focus on customers, because they can make you crazy, okay, you take the calls. Do you take any complaint calls?
Not yet.
Okay.
Give
Well,
us some time. We're still new.
Yeah.
That means that Dad's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's really important. And you're right. You're 16. It's your first job. It should be, God willing, a smooth transition into the work world.
Yeah.
And, into the workspace. Do you have friends at work?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they live at McDonald's and?
Yeah, mostly in restaurants.
Yeah. So just so you know, you're a step up from all those basic jobs into, I hate to say it, but a skilled job. And not that those jobs are bad, but it's
Yeah,
nice.
any skill's good skill.
Right.
You know, really.
But to learn how to help with payroll and get to a point where you're doing some ordering, taking calls, those are really good skills.
It's an edge that she has on your average
Kid.
yeah, her age, yeah, for sure.
I didn't say little one. I said, okay. All right. So, where do you see your company going from here in growth?
Really, right now, I want to stay on the Treasure Coast and build the Treasure Coast. I actually have a team of, I actually have a national account customer I currently have right now.
Right.
So I have, technicians here that I can actually service down to Miami. I don't really want to go there. Yeah, so generally my office is in the Treasure Coast. I can service Palm Beach, Miami, through a network I have that I could get done. But like really, I'm here for the Treasure Coast. There were other companies that were here for a while. They've been sold to bigger corporate entities, and right now there's not a lot of small security businesses
I've been
doing
to two.
what I do. Yeah, I think there's
Since I've been here,
Uh-huh.
I had to switch actually 3 times.
Uh-huh.
I switched from one of the biggest ones
Yeah.
that everybody knows of,
Yeah.
which customer service was terrible.
Yeah.
The pricing was horrible, to a small company that got bought.
Well, eventually bought out. Yeah.
Eventually bought out and became a nightmare. To
Uh-huh.
another smaller company, which now does well.
Yeah.
I think, like I tell everybody, if you want to have a good relationship, the small company is always better. Because I can get face to face with the owner of a small company,
Uh-huh.
and you can't do that with a bigger company.
Yeah, and also a small company like me doesn't have the red tape that a bigger company does. Let's just, it is what it is. I've worked for those big companies. I worked for a large national company, and I drove from Port St. Lucie to Davie every day for 5 years. Ask her. And I ran
That's
South Florida. I was in charge of Key West to Fort Pierce. And it burns you out.
I had a studio in Lauderdale, Boca, and here.
Yeah.
And I had a heart attack and bypass surgery, and I got rid of those 2 down south because it was too much.
Yeah, I was young enough to handle that, but it wasn't something that I could maintain doing. And basically another thing that happened was, when you've been doing things as 23 years as I have, you outgrow your supervisors. I couldn't find a supervisor adequate to even supervise me.
Yeah, I get that.
And that would be frustrating, on its own.
What do you focus on? You focus on commercial, residential?
Right. Predominantly, I focus on commercial. I have a lot of experience in commercial fire alarm. I also have a lot of experience in commercial burglar alarm, but I came from residential. I was the attic rat for many years before I even got into that. So, and especially with the wireless technology and it's all programming, I have no problem doing residential. I just want to basically give back to the community and provide infrastructure. I come from the teachings of Robert Kiyosaki with business, so I studied him on my long trips to Davie. I've read all of his audiobooks and all of it. So I believe that money is just a byproduct of what we create, and what I'm creating is life safety and infrastructure. And I give back to the community. I know that my work has saved lives. Buildings that I've worked on have caught fire. I finished a burglar alarm one night at 7:30, and at 11 o'clock at night they were robbed. And you know what I mean? So I know my work has served the community well. I've saved lives and millions of dollars in insurance property loss. So at this point, I could easily sleep at night, and the money we make is just a byproduct of what we create.
And I always say, I make money as an indirect benefit of doing what I love, which makes the world of difference. If you do what you don't like, it's going to be a nightmare for the rest of your life.
It sure is a job. Well,
Yeah.
it sure will be a job. Yeah.
All right. Prior to thinking about your dad's business, What do you want to be?
I don't know for sure yet. I've been interested in cosmetology and
Okay.
kind of stuff like that. So
And I'm sure that it doesn't matter to you what she does.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather her do something more. Um, I don't know what the correct word is, but something that would serve the community better than cosmetology. But if that's what made her happy, and if she could do it and be successful, that's fine with me.
Well, so I'm going to
again,
go over this.
yeah,
My mom was in assisted living, and I took her out of assisted
Mm-hmm.
living because they were killing her. Moved her into my house,
yeah,
and my mom every week prior to that, when she was younger, got her hair and nails done every week,
yeah.
and that was important to her.
Hmm.
And I believe that if cosmetology is what you like, and I believe that it is helping the community. I believe that women more than men feel their best, look their best. My wife, we're going on a cruise.
Yeah.
My wife wants to go for a manicure and a pedicure. Okay, that's going to make her feel better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I get that.
We don't see
maybe
it.
I have the male stigma because that's
Right.
coming from my brain, But yeah,
you don't need a haircut like me.
Yeah, I have no need for
Right.
for
So
any hair coloring.
the technology today very different from the technology when you started.
Yeah, I mean, well, the technology was there. It just wasn't as reliable, and it didn't integrate well with everything like it does now. We didn't have the internet and things, so everything was on phone line. Everything was analog. Now everything, you can communicate through Wi-Fi or a cell, and you can communicate and link all your keypads through your Wi-Fi now instead of running wires between them. It's endless, and then they integrates with your home automation. Now you could turn off lights through your security system, open locks, and it becomes endless at that point.
So you do the alarm, you do the fire, you do the burglary. Are you adding, or do you do like cameras and that kind of
Yes.
stuff?
So another thing that's very popular, home security cameras. The technology with that has become so great that you almost have to be crazy not to have cameras, because you can have 2 megapixel or 5 megapixel camera, almost HD quality, right out of the box, out of a normal standard kit. You know what I mean? And now, for CCTV, I recommend always hardwiring. The wireless with CCTV is, it's not what I think it should be, but it still is
Yet.
reliable. Yeah, I mean, give it another 2 years, or
My wife works from home,
yeah,
and I have a camera in the house, and she hates it. So when she's home working, she
yeah.
makes sure she unplugs the camera. She said, "I don't need anybody watching me
Yeah.
work."
But there's different packages, and like I said, you just a good hardwire system. You could start with a four camera package and just get some outside cameras. Maybe you just want to look, down the sides of your house, out front. See who's out front, see who's out back. Maybe you need to put more cameras inside your house because you have certain valuables that you're worried about. Don't put cameras in bathrooms. You can't do that.
No.
But you can tailor these things to whatever your needs are, and you can now, while you're at home, now you can just pick up your phone, grab your phone, and look on your app and see if it's there. You don't have to be in front of a screen.
I look at how the trouble that the cats cause every day
Yeah.
when I'm home.
You can
So-
watch it in real time. You catch them.
So and when I had my mom, that's why the cameras went in the house, because I had caregivers for my mom,
Yeah.
and I wanted to make sure that she was okay. And I've seen them sleeping. I've seen them going outside, leaving my mom inside by herself. So I hate to say it this way, but what you did 18 years ago was, I don't want to say a luxury, but kind of like a luxury. What you do today is a necessity.
I mean, yeah. Whether we like it or not, the whole world in general is changing, and if the technology's there and the price isn't as costly as it would be, you'd want to do that. I mean, I've seen small businesses, you know, they had a camera system, but they didn't have the alarm system. So basically they have footage of 3 hours of men in hoodies robbing their place. And what's that going to do you? You know what I mean? The thing is, with a security system, people, if they're going to get in your house or your business, they're going to get in if they really want to get in. But you don't want them carte blanche to just open season and just
totally
have at
agree.
it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're getting in my house, you're going to work for it, and you're going to get whatever you can and get out.
Well,
you know?
When we were talking about me being in the industry, so
Yeah.
when I moved here 30-something years ago, I was doing hidden cameras all up and down Clematis Street.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. We do
what
them
you-
in the middle of the night, you
what
know,
you
when
do-
nobody's
right.
in. Yeah.
What you do is, a camera only keeps honest people honest.
Yeah.
A crook is going to rob and look at the camera and smile
Yeah.
and laugh at you, okay? So it keeps honest people honest, and it also lets you know when you're in a restaurant that when you're not there, that 400 rats come on the counter.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that already
Uh-huh.
at a pizza place.
Yeah.
So it's really good to have. We're getting to top of our time. How do people find you? You have a phone number?
Basically, yeah, my phone number is 772-261-8917. Give us a call.
And we found you on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook right now, yeah, because my website's still under construction, so that's being worked on. But you could search Speedalarm, Speedalarm LLC. Jensen Beach, we're our shop's in Jensen Beach. We serve the Treasure Coast. You know, basically almost up to Palm Bay. You know, down south.
Natalie, do you do Dad's social media?
Not
She's
started.
gonna be
A little bit?
she'll be taking that over
Yeah.
soon. Yeah, that
Ask for a
stuff
raise.
is new.
Ask for a
Hey.
raise. That's a big job doing social media. Everybody, I have to say, and I've said it a million times, always use a professional. If you don't use a professional, it's in the long run, it's going to cost you 5 times more in money and 10 times more in frustration. And I'm going to tell you, if you have a business and you put an alarm in, you decide to do it yourself from one of these wacko packages, you're going to be getting up at 3 in the morning and having to go when the alarm goes off because it wasn't done right. There are so many issues that can happen if it's not done properly.
Yeah.
Brian, I want to thank you for coming on. Manny, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
We wish you the best in the future.
You too.
Ask for a raise. Everybody have a great day. We'll be right back.